It's Tuesday, April 30th, 2013. I'm Rim.
I'm Scott.
And this is Geeknights. Tonight, Monaco. What's yours is mine.
Let's do this.
AKA the game we've been talking about since 2010.
A game we already did an episode on when he interviewed the guy who made the game.
The game, I have a bag of cut, sort of gemmy cubic zirconias from Andy Schatz because we used our PAX guest speaker privileges that we no longer get because they don't give that to people like they used to get into the expo hall early and play Monaco, and we won. We interviewed Andy Schatz on Geeknights. We got the game early to
Gee, I
review.
wonder if we think this game is any good.
Yeah, Monaco sucks. Don't play it. So, on the way to work today, I was biking. Biking to work like
you
I do. And I'm riding in the car lane because there's only one car lane and there's nowhere else to go because there's no bike lane.
What street be this?
Manhattan Avenue.
Okay.
In Brooklyn.
In BK.
It's basically a two-way street, and then there's 4 lanes, but 2 of them are parking lanes. There's a van parked in the parking lane. So I take the main lane, and there's not much traffic. This old man in a big old man car pulls up behind me and starts honking. I flip him off immediately because that's just what you do. I mean, I'm not gonna stop and let you pass me.
That's right.
I'm already going like 28 miles an hour, so you can cool it. So then he honks and starts yelling something and pulls into oncoming traffic and pulls up next to me and starts trying to yell at me. So I look at him and I just flip him off and just keep going. And he starts to get really mad, and before anything can happen, a cop pulls him over.
Nice.
And I just kept going. And I'm pretty sure he got a ticket.
The best.
I was very happy with that. So that was my morning.
It would have been more exciting, though, if someone hit him head on. Perhaps another angry old man.
That would have been exciting. Would have been less satisfying to me.
I'm just saying, it was another angry old man, like both of them were trying to honk at you.
But I always want sort of real objective justice in the sense of society, as opposed to sort of karmic, a dumb person was hurt because serendipitously another dumb person was also present.
Yes, everyone wants justice. It is the hardest thing to get. That's why I always play as Justice in Magical Drop. And other games where justice is
justice
possible.
Is cheap. The cheapest one.
Anyway.
So you got any news, gaming day?
I don't have any news necessarily, but I played this game that I saw someone do it's Total Halibut, this guy on YouTube. He made a video, WTF is Papers, Please Beta. So Papers, Please Beta is a game made by Lucas Pope, who's, I guess, an indie game dev guy who's made a bunch of really interesting games, and this is his latest one that's in beta right now. You can just download it and play it for free. So I've downloaded and played it for free, and it is crazy awesome, this game.
So I haven't actually played it yet, so I have one question for you. In terms of that kind of game, is it above or below old Gravity Bone?
It's not really anything like Gravity Bone at all.
In terms of quality, I guess, of subjective experience.
I'd rather play this than Gravity Bone.
All right.
So the way it works is you live in some sort of police state in generic Europistan. I guess the country you live in is, I forget how to pronounce it, Aristic or whatever. I don't know.
All right.
And it's a stand, basically. And it's bordering all these other stands. And what happens is you get conscripted to be the border patrol guy. So your job is to sit there and approve passports. So it looks and feels graphically a lot like a Carmen Sandiego 90s kind of PC game.
Yeah.
And basically people walk into your little booth. You push a button to use the loudspeaker to say next. Someone comes in. You see their face, right? Behind them is a height chart, right? They put a bunch of papers in the slot that you pick up, with your mouse and move them over to your area so you can see them and flip through them. You see their picture on their passport. You see, all their information, the passport numbers, the official stamps. There's all these details. And you've got to sort out whether to approve or to let them in or not let them in. And there's all these tools at your disposal. Like you can look through the rule book. You can look every day. You get like a notice that says things that are happening today, new rules, things like that. There's a newspaper, and the newspaper is like so and so is criminal, whatever. And then I see that guy come in, and there's his name. I remember him from the newspaper, but all his stuff checks out. So I call the guards over to arrest him, even though his stuff checked out. And the thing is, the more people you let through, the more money you get, which helps feed your starving and dying family. But if you let through, say, a terrorist, then the day ends immediately. Or, there's plots, like a girl comes in and gives like a card for like a strip club. She's like, yeah, we are being, human trafficked. This is the name of our human trafficker. If he comes in, don't let him through. But that guy came in and he had valid shit, so I let him through. In the newspaper the next day, it said, human trafficking, girls killed, blah, blah, blah.
Good job, asshole.
Hey, my family is not starving now.
I thought you wanted justice.
And then they'll be like, a terrorist came from a particular country, so the next day, anyone who comes from that particular country, you have to use the, X-ray scanner on them to see if they have, goods. So everyone who had goods, I'm like, you're going to jail, goods smuggler, weapon bringer. But one guy came in, he's like, it was just medicine, you asshole. You won't let me smuggle in medicine? And I'm like, nope.
He's just trying to get medicine to his starving, dying family.
Yeah, or like, and the thing is, the game really will catch you with like these details. And like, do you have time to check to see, every passport will have like an issuing city. And if and there's a book of which cities are issuing cities for which countries. So it's like, you either memorize that shit, which is a pain in the ass because you're not going to memorize that shit. Or you basically ignore it, and I ignore it. And once every day, there's one person with like a wrong issuing city, and I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care. You got to play this game. I can't wait for the final version to be out. If this is the beta, holy shit, what's the final gonna be?
Basically, I've upped the mine lately because I've had access to a lot of betas of games, and if a game is good, I almost don't want to play the beta, and I'd rather play it once it's polished, so I don't kind of retread ground.
Sure, but
that's the only reason I've not played more than a trivial amount of Don't Starve.
This beta ends really quickly. It's really short, so you're not retreading ground, right? It's going to be like Monaco, where they add ground. But the thing with this game is I really wish that I would do a remix of it, where you would approve and disapprove people like in a modern setting and not in a fictional, setting. A police state setting, and what it would do is at the end it would basically be like, this is your racial bias, you racial profiler, you. But no one's he's not making that game.
You know what? I would make
the game.
A similar game, but instead it's TSA, and it's do you let stuff slide or not? But the moral is there aren't any. The only one terrorist comes through out of 1 million people, and the guy's just got like a fucking bomb that's just obvious, and that's it.
Anyway, you gotta check this thing out for free. You gotta check it out. It's crazy good.
The only reason I didn't play it actually today was that I was at work when I learned about it, and I was kind of busy at work. I couldn't just take a game break.
Well, you can do this as soon as I leave.
So, as you guys know, I play a lot of Counter-Strike. Scott's kind of fallen off the Counter-Strike wagon. I worry he won't be able to click on my head as quickly as I can click on his head if we play.
I already have never been that fast at clicking on the head.
I know, but I've recently...
I'm even worse now at clicking on the head because I've actually played even less NS lately in favor of Netrunner.
So I was really good at Counter-Strike back in the day, as in... I don't know, CS 1.6-ish?
2000, 2001.
The early 2000s is when I was kind of at my peak game, and I was super fucking good at Counter-Strike. And, I've had my ups and downs, and I've been playing pretty much continuously since then, but not seriously. And recently with Counter-Strike Go, I kind of doubled down on replaying Counter-Strike. Being older and slower, I am better than pretty much anyone on the pubs, but at the same time, I am easily in the bottom third or bottom fourth of players in the competitive circuit, which is what you would expect. I only play a few hours a day.
Anyone who can actually click on heads kills you instantly.
But I click on heads pretty well. And Counter-Strike Go hasn't been super popular. Like, it's still a very popular game, but it hasn't been stupidly popular. And it's interesting that Valve is really sort of pushing and adding updates to it and really trying to make Counter-Strike come back in a big way. So they're supporting the competitive people and all that, but there was just a huge update to Counter-Strike that did a number of things.
All right.
One, hostage mode has received an update. It's not the same as it used to be now. It is slightly less realistic.
Can you still play the old hostage mode?
Maybe. It depends on the map. But basically, on these new hostage maps and the way this mode works now, instead of there being 4 kind of dopey hostages standing somewhere, and you have to, CTs have to get all of the ones who are still alive all the way back with their dope ass getting stuck on crates mechanic. Also it's Italy, let's just all sit in the house with sniper rifles.
Okay, let's go.
So, they've changed it, and now there's 2, maybe 3 in some cases, individual hostages sitting down in different places. And what you do is you just guard them. And if a counter-terrorist finds one, he can pick him up and carry him. Can still shoot, but he's way slower carrying the hostage.
In other words, everyone's going to get a headshot. Even I'm going to get a headshot on the guy carrying the hostage.
Now, if you pick up a hostage, the terrorists get a ping that basically says, oh shit, guys, someone's got a hostage. They're walking out with...
So it's like capture the flag with a heavy fucking flag.
If you get...
And a bunch of flags.
If you get even one hostage out as CTs, you immediately win.
Okay.
It has made hostage maps way more fun and way less one-sided because
But it really makes no sense. It's like, yeah, you guys let 2 hostages die, but you rescued one. Good job.
Well, no, it does make sense in one sense that it has that immediate situation of we've stormed the compound had a victory. Of the 2 hostages, we got one out. So I think the way I look at it, these are 2 dignitaries, the president and the vice president. If I save one of them, it's probably good enough. But much more important,
I'm sure the one who died feels great about it.
There's a community around making maps that is very well supported for Counter-Strike Go. And what they've done is this all came out as part of Operation Payback. Nobody seems to understand what Operation Payback is, and everyone I saw on the internet was basically just complaining that they had to pay for some microtransaction bullshit.
Nope.
So
Not
here's
in
how it
Counter-Strike.
works. If you pay the $3 that it costs, you get a little thing that says you paid next to your name anywhere you play. And until July 31st, you get access to low ping, officially sanctioned, run by Steam servers that run just all these new maps in a tight rotation.
Nice. I
So
should pay because those are probably no shitcock servers.
So basically, you pay a tiny amount of money, and as far as I can tell, all or a significant portion of that money goes to the non-employees who made these maps for the community.
That's something Valve is doing a lot lately. That's their big thing now, right? Is basically save on the money that, instead of hiring employees, they set up the whole Steam inventory system, which is like, hey, regular old people out there, make hats and you'll get money if people pay real money for those hats. And it's not game-affecting items. It's all just cosmetic stuff like maps.
Yep. I mean, look at this. It's not like pay $3 to get the P92 twice as fast.
Yeah, no. Twice as many bullets, don't have to reload, right? It's just pay money for maps and all this game content stuff that doesn't imbalance any games. And most or all of that money ends up going to the community people making that stuff.
So, listen, assholes, you can play these maps anyway. Many of them were already out. They're just from the Steam Workshop. You can just download them and run them on your goddamn
Steam
server.
Workshop's so good.
But if you pay the $3, you get access to awesome servers that only people who paid $3 and people they invite are allowed to play on for most of the summer. And let me tell you, it's actually a really high-quality community of people on those servers because of the trivial barrier to entry.
Yep. If you want to make a game these days, and put it on Steam, really, you should make your game moddable via the Steam Workshop because that is going to carry your game for the longest time. If a community builds, now the community can basically maintain your game. You can stop maintaining your game and go do something else. And actually,
or you can focus
and your
on,
community will pay your community to keep updating your game forever.
Or if you're one of those companies that really is focused on the game itself, do this to offload the maps and kind of all that stuff to keep the community going. It'll maintain itself, but you can then take the resources you do want to spend on the game on doing things like fixing bugs or adding new hostage functionality.
Yeah, look at NS2, right? Most of their shit is from the Steam Workshop, and they keep incorporating the community stuff into the game. A lot of the maps that they have are started out as community maps, right? I mean, in the NS2 though, right? A lot of the maps started out as community maps. A lot of the game modes, all the spectator thing was community made. Almost all this stuff was made with the community people and also the actual developers. So it's pretty awesome.
None of that is my news. My news is, one, I'm going to double down. As soon as I have time, I'm going to get these maps running on the Geeknights Counter-Strike server. And I'm going to start
still up?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to start organizing play dates and standing games so that we can start playing this shit together. Because as much as I like playing with the clan people I play with, I kind of want to be Neo and walk around a god looking onto ye peasants, destroying them as I see fit.
Okay.
2, the only news that actually matters is that the 7 maps are downtown, which
never
is
heard of it.
basically, well, a lot of these are new. You know Vertigo?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure this is just the bottom floor of Vertigo.
Oh, clever.
And two, I want to point out too, all these maps are like Militia in that they have crazy details.
Nice.
Lots of weird little fucking rooms.
Exploding poops and toilets.
Nothing like that. Library, which is just this crazy maze of library.
Oh, with all kinds of awesome bookshelves.
Yep.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
Favela is this really sort of weird vertical favela with stuff all over the place.
Okay.
Seaside has boats.
Okay.
Museum is just gorgeous to behold.
How about Vegas?
Motel, Vegas isn't there.
Damn it.
Motel is pretty good, but CS Thunder is back.
What?
CS Thunder. This map was in Counter-Strike.
I think it was 1.1.
Yeah, Counter-Strike 1.1.
Something like that. I think so. I'm guessing.
This is before this is the ancient days
people
of Counter-Strike.
don't know. Counter-Strike, basically way back in the day, there was one update to Counter-Strike that added a few maps. One of those maps was CS Thunder, which was the best fucking map. And then a later update removed the map, and the map was forgotten by
There was a
everyone except
complicated
us.
story, like the source to the map was lost, so no one could recreate it
I don't know. It was
easily.
our favorite map ever.
And it was super popular at its time. Sadly, nowadays, the majority of people I played with have no idea. They've never played Thunder before. They're getting lost on it. I had it memorized. It is pretty much identical to the original CS
If
Thunder.
you have a sniper rifle, you go to the outside of the hydroelectric dam. If you don't, you stay to the inside and you go to the power control room.
You stand in that top area looking down.
Yeah, you
This
stay in
map,
the top area in the vent or in the catwalk, and you hose everyone down.
If you get enough players, like 15 on 15, this map will recreate over and over again that scene in The Rock where the Navy SEALs come into that room and all the terrorists are up above them.
Right.
That scene will just play out every time. Meanwhile, there's a sniper battle going on outside. This map is so fun.
This map is the best map.
So kids, stay tuned.
I
Gonna be a
wish
lot
they
more
would release
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike The Lost Maps and sort of bring back every map that doesn't exist anymore.
Jeepathon, Vegas,
Estate.
Oil Rig.
Oil rig.
I really want some assassination maps coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. What other maps were lost or forgotten? Arab?
That map was
I'm just saying, it's a lost map.
I don't care about bad lost maps. I don't want to play Jail.
What was the one with a back alley?
Back Alley. I hated that map so much.
I'm not saying it's a good map. I'm just saying the lost maps, good or bad.
No, I want Jeepathon, Vegas, Oil Rig. Oh,
Estate.
man. Remember the Ghost of Gordon Freeman?
In the estate basement.
Yeah. I never knew how to make that occur. So yeah, stay tuned. Counter-Strike shit be happening with Geeknights as soon as we deal with Anime Boston, Kineticon, PAX Australia. Things of the day. I tumbled this earlier. I have a Tumblr, so you can follow me there. But I promise the Tumblr won't just be previews of things of the day going forward, but this is just too good to not be a thing of the day. It is my thing of the day. This is a collection of Soviet anti-drinking posters.
Anti-drinking. So basically the most ineffective posters in the universe.
Basically, these posters are like, stop drinking, you assholes. It's ruining everything. Here's a guy, a plumber's like drinking with his bottle of vodka, or, Vodak. And he's dancing with this broken-ass pipe that I guess he was supposed to
That
fix, but he
makes me
didn't.
want to drink.
These all make me want to drink, but they're...
Maybe that's the exact reason.
There's one where a guy's just drinking, about to walk off a cliff, and the government's like, stop.
I just imagine a bunch of guys, they're sitting in the propaganda office, and it's like, all right, guys, you have to make anti-drinking posters. What? Drinking posters, as in telling people do not drink. They're sitting there drinking, and he's like, what'd you say, comrade?
I'll just say one thing. The Soviet Union, overall, not the greatest thing to have happened in the history of humanity.
Pretty bad.
But the art, especially the propaganda art that came out of the Soviet era, is one of my favorite kinds of art. And there are so many different styles represented here, but they're so recognizably Soviet. Enjoy these. They're
Also
great.
to Popinski.
Vodka Drunkensky.
That's right. Okay, so my thing of the day is this trailer for a game that came out today. I haven't played it yet, and the reason I haven't bought this game yet today is because it may, I'm not sure, but it may have microtransactions pay to win. If it does not have those things, I will buy this game today.
All I know, because Scott watched the trailer. I didn't. I was at work, working. I was
You saw
actually,
the trailer just now.
Yeah, just now. But earlier I hadn't. So I see internet, all the people I know on the internet are like, oh my God, this game. Ah. And I clicked and I looked. I'm like, what? All right, it looks like some kind of RTS. Like, what's going on here? And I kind of ignored it. And then I watched the trailer.
Yeah, so it's called Leviathan Warships. It's a turn-based boat strategy game. It has 4 game modes. It has all kinds of good shit. The coolest thing it has is that it has co-op and multiplayer, and of course it's turn-based. So you can take a turn on your PC, then take a turn on your iPad, and your opponent can take a turn on their iPad, and then on their Android tablet, and then on their Mac, and then on their
To
PC.
me, the best part, this trailer is the best trailer.
That's why it's a thing of the day,
It's
even
like
though
it
it's
was
just a game
written-
announcement.
It's
This
like it's written
trailer
for me.
is the best video game trailer I have ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen a lot of video game trailers.
The moment where he got me is it just cuts to the ship customization. He's like, you want to customize your boats? We can add stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I want to click on that right now. I just want to drag boat lasers out of my boat. Look at all those holes. I'm going to fill it with boat lasers.
Boat lasers this game has.
That's the one thing missing from the new XCOM that I kind of miss.
XCOM inventory.
The actual inventory Tetris.
We'll have to start calling it Leviathan Warship Inventory Tetris.
It's fine
Or
because
Eclipse Inventory Tetris.
I believe by noon tomorrow, the Torchbearer Kickstarter will be
I think
live.
exactly at noon tomorw, the Torchbearer Kickstarter will be happening.
That
And
is where
my
I'm gonna
hand
get
is
my
like my
inventory
hand is like
Tetris.
clenching because there is no torch in it.
I know, I'm holding this pistol grip for the HD camera.
Yeah. I need a
So,
torch.
meta moment, go over this quickly. Our book club book is Player of Games, Ian M. Banks. We're going to be at Kineticon. We're going to be at PAX Australia. We're going to be at Anime Boston. We're doing a shit ton
Why can't
of
you ever do them in
panels.
chronological order?
That's on purpose.
It's Anime Boston, then Kineticon, then PAX Oz, then PAX Prime.
well, then PAX Dev, probably, then PAX Prime.
all right.
And then we got a little bit of a break because we're probably not going to do like Katsucon or anything. And then MagFest. MagFest. Oh my God, I keep forgetting that MagFest is going to have machine supremacy.
That's right.
I haven't been looking forward to a concert as much as I'm looking
It's
forward to that.
only 7 months away.
I guess
7
we
or 8
should
months.
get our panels in. And yeah, we got shit on the internet. We just uploaded video of the second of our PAX lectures from this most recent PAX East. Our 23rd goddamn PAX panel. 23. In all those years, we did 16 Otakon panels. We got 23 PAXs.
Whoa, did something just fly by
already.
the window? I think it was a clock.
So Monaco. I'll link to the other shows we've done on this, but in a word, brilliant. It's everything I expected it to be, having watched it since 2010.
Right, so think about it. The early prototype of this game won mad awards at GDC or IGDA or whatever it is. It won a ton of fucking awards. The earliest of prototypes, right? And the guy basically takes this game and for years just keeps working on it and keeps working on it and keeps working on it. And every time he brings it out at PAX in its current
And I'm like,
version,
dude, I'll give you $100 right now. Don't
right,
even fix
the
anything.
game was
It's done.
already fucking incredible when it was brand new prototype. And he brings it out at PAX, like every PAX, with a slightly updated version, and it keeps getting updated and updated, and he just kept working on it, and actually didn't stop working on it for many years, just kept upgrading the game and improving on it and iterating and adding stuff to it, and it would be just so much better every single time, and it's like, well, why even fucking release this game? Just keep, updating it, or be like Minecraft, give it to us now, and just keep giving us updates all the time. But no, they didn't do that. They just kept working on it until like a week ago, maybe a few days ago.
Yep, we got it a little earlier because we got a review copy.
Yeah, they just friggin' finally put it out, saying, here it is, all these years of work. We weren't, Duke Nukem Forevering. We weren't Half-Life 3ing. We really were just improving on it and not releasing it till it was done, just like Half-Life 1. And here it is. And yeah, it's still terrific.
Pocket Watch Games, I salute you. The game is great, but the thing is, there were things I expected to be great because I already played it in its early iterations, and those things were still there. And I was already excited about those. But there were things that were great that I didn't anticipate. I did not expect the characters and story to actually be what they were.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the game would just be sort of like, the characters are just sort of classes and they don't really matter. But they put in like this whole story to this thing.
And it's a pretty good story. And I think my favorite, the level of detail, and we'll talk about what the game is in a minute in case you've lived under a rock since 2009-ish. But basically, I noticed at one point when I just started playing, I just got that review copy, And I say we have a review copy because in full disclosure, we do. I hate it when people don't disclose they got something for free because, bias or whatever.
I paid for it. I actually bought a 4-pack. I gave away 2 keys already. I just gave one away, I think, in the newsletter, and I gave one away on our Google Plus.
Yep.
Maybe I'll give the other one away sometime. I don't know.
Yeah. But it was the fact that I was playing as someone and I ran into a bathroom and I was like, oh, I can pee. Cool. That's funny.
Yeah.
And I always kind of want to hide in the bathroom, just kind of pee. That's just what I do. And then one time I was playing as one of the characters, trying to avoid spoilers here because you guys should just play this game. And I couldn't pee. And I was like, what? Oh, it's a girl. Duh. Duh.
Yeah, the attention to detail in this game, even though it's basically, you look at it from far away and it's a bunch of pixelated mess just moving around. It's like, what the hell is going on?
But if you're focused on it, like you're playing it, it starts to become a sort of blue, like you start to just sort of jive and see through the matrix and see exactly what, like you look at your little iconic dude, your little red splotch, you know exactly what's up.
Yep. Anyway, so what is this game, Monaco? It is a game about some thieves, and these thieves bust out of jail, and then they are trying to thieve their way to thieve riches. And it's all Ocean's 11 shit. You've got a person for every possible role that you would need. You've got
the gentleman, the recon, the mole.
Yep, the lock-picking guy.
The cleaner.
The hacker.
I like the cleaner a lot.
Yeah, that's your guy?
I pretty much play the cleaner or the mole.
I like to play the hacker, actually. Once I got the hacker, I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, when you can hit those power outlets
exactly.
And just go for it.
So here's the thing, right? You know how in a lot of games, you'll have a situation where, like, a class does something in particular, but maybe that class isn't really needed in a particular map or level. So it's like, if you choose that class for that level, you're like, oh, shit, right? So, for example, maybe you picked the locksmith, right? But this level doesn't really have that many locked doors. It's like, oh, it's so disappointing, right? Or maybe you pick the hacker, and this level doesn't have really any computers. Oh.
Every level has everything.
Every level has everything. You can't pick wrong. And this is why I like the hacker the most. Not because it's thematically, hacker, or because it's bright neon green like hacker, even though those actually are good reasons because green is the best.
Yeah.
The reason that I like to pick the hacker is because the security systems are the most annoying. It's like, yeah, I could, dodge one laser at a time and hack one laser at a time and one alarm at a time.
Break the motherfucking wall down and walk around it.
Sure, you can do that too, but it's tedious, right? Either one of those things is tedious. With the hacker, all you have to do is get to the power outlet, hit it for a few seconds, and like multiple rooms just open up to you, no problem. You just walk right through. It's so, of all the classes, that one the most reduces tedium and allows you to breeze through quickly. I think if you're going for speed runs, which it seems some people are doing, I'm guessing, probably incorrectly, that depending on the level, hacker or mole are your guys.
I like mole. I don't use mole so much to get in as to get out. I'll go around with the mole and basically make escape routes for after shit gets fucked.
Oh, you're thinking hard.
Because this game, people have called it off and on a stealth game or an action game or whatever.
There are stealth aspects.
There are, but I think this is a genre we have rarely, if ever, seen. I'm going to say right now, this is a heist game. Mm-hmm. Heist is different from stealth in that, in a stealth game, look at Mark of the Ninja, which I've been playing a lot of. I love that game.
That's a stealth game for sure.
That is a stealth game. Typically,
it's a stealth puzzle platformer.
Yeah, independent of other aspects, even if there is a way to fight or survive or get away if you fuck up, the majority of people who are into games, if you're playing a stealth game and you get seen, you just kill yourself and start over because you're going for that perfect run.
It's also, in stealth games, fighting is usually super hard and dangerous. Like in Metal Gear Solid, basically I would get seen and killed. And
but even in Mark of the
shit.
Ninja, I could get away, but fuck that. I fucked up. Being seen was tantamount to losing as far as I was concerned in my own meta. Mm-hmm. In Monaco, the game is not, oh, you were seen, now everything sucks. The game is sneak, 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 and then eventually you make a mistake. Someone's seen, the alarm blows, and then shit goes crazy. It's just, now everyone's like running around, the plan breaks down, like every heist movie where you've got the perfect plan, and then, Scott Stepp breaks the laser beam, and the alarm goes off, and then it's every man for himself, and it's just chaos.
Yep.
And the fact that chaos is guaranteed to happen at least once every other mission.
It's guaranteed to happen constantly.
I've had a few missions that go off smoothly. You'll have the plan and the plan works. but the plan not working is just as fun as the plan working. And that is why I love Monaco.
It's also, not that hard to escape, right? If you run, no one sees you, and like you hide in a bush or something, you can wait a while and the chaos will calm down and you can sort of try to pick up the pieces.
Exactly, but it's a situation of you've got one guy who's like off in the corner somewhere and there's guards everywhere over there and he can't get away.
If he's the mole, he can.
Sometimes the mole, if he gets surrounded by a bunch of guards and doesn't have a weapon, he can't break through walls fast enough.
Nope, not at all.
But I love this game. The online co-op works pretty well, but it really shines if you're playing together with people in the same room, in my opinion.
A lot of the levels, right? I guess it's theoretically possible to beat everything alone, but it's super hard. It's crazy hard to do it alone. If you have friends, it becomes way easier, but because then you'll actually have a person who can actually do everything, right? So like if I'm the hacker, I'll go in and disable a bunch of computers. But then right after that, it'll be like, man, I wish I had the mole right now to go through that wall. But you don't. You're the hacker. If you had a hacker and a mole, well, now you're talking business. Or maybe there'll be a guard you just can't get around. It's like, man, I wish we had fucking either the gentleman with his costume and a weapon or the cleaner. So if you have a cleaner and a hacker and a mole, now you're really set, right?
It's really most fun with 3 or 4 players. I got a good chunk of the way through the game completely by myself, but it's really tedious and not nearly as fun.
Right. If you have more people, you can breeze through much faster, much more efficiently. But here are the problems with having more people. You need to coordinate, which you can do. You can do that, unless you're Rim. 2,
Scott is the worst co-op player.
More people means more people fucking up. Need I remind you of the level in 4 Swords with the searchlights?
That was one of my most memorable gaming moments in history.
With 4 people, right? You're going to have 4 times as many fuck-ups, right? Because everyone's going to fuck up pretty much equally.
I think it was the 9th or 10th time we've been hit by a searchlight. And I don't remember who said it, but someone said, guys, the fuck is wrong with you? How hard is it to not get? And it must have been karma. But that was when the searchlight got him.
That's right.
So, did you beat the game?
No. I didn't even beat all the blue levels yet.
Oh, okay. So, not going to spoil stuff, but I'll say this. Some things happen in the game that are unexpected.
Obviously.
And game mode may change in a certain instance. I'm trying to be really vague about this because the game is too good for me to waste my breath spoiling crap for you. There is no reason anyone listening to Geeknights should not buy this game.
Yeah, and if you have to, buy a 4-pack. It's cheap, and give the rest to other people.
Dude, you don't even need XBLA. I don't think it even works on XBLA yet.
No, I think the Xbox version, they're having trouble releasing it. There's a statement on their site or something. Just buy the Steam one. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, and this game will run on pretty pathetic hardware.
And it works perfectly with Steam Big Picture mode on your TV with Xbox wireless or wired controllers.
It works
It's designed
best
for
that
that.
way.
It's designed for that shit.
But yeah, seriously, stuff happens at the end of the game that is crazy and unexpected.
I mean, if they were working on it for so many years, all right, I would hope that, this would be the most polished, and yeah, it is. It is the most polished and amazing.
So the visual style, pixelation, everything aside, what I like about it is specifically the fact that it does that Ultima sort of style line of sight where if you can't see it, you just can't see it.
Unless you're the lookout.
True, but even then, the lookout just sees like the floating gun or the fist or the little doggy.
See, that reminds me, right? Is another thing this game does. I already mentioned 4 Swords. It gives you the Crystal Chronicles kind of action, right? Where remember in Crystal Chronicles on your GBA screen, everyone had something different. One person had the map, and one person had like the mission, right? Whatever.
Yep. Now
this is the same sort of thing.
It forces you to share information among yourselves.
It's not classes in the same way as Team Fortress 2, right? It's really strictly defined roles, more than just classes, but everyone sort of has the same role, right?
Recon, fucking hide there and recon for me, or a scout, so I can see where I'm going. Don't get up and start running around for no reason.
Yep.
I think what I hate the most is guard dogs, though.
Yeah, guard dogs are pretty rough. I do sort of like, though, how a lot of the weapons are silenced. Like, you can just if you get a gun, you can get away with shooting a lot of people without too much
do you know how many
trouble.
times I've cut the power just to murder the guard who comes to turn the power back on?
Mm-hmm.
That is like my go-to strategy.
And the thing is, the items are really fucking useful. Like, you get the EMP, it's like, yeah, it fucking cuts the power. If you actually, use the computer virus thing, it freaking, disables all the computer things in the sequence of where you walk so that you can get through very easily. It's these special abilities that you have are crazy powerful. The mole can dig through any wall on any map, anywhere ever.
Well, there are a few things he can't dig through.
He can't dig through to go jump out of a building.
Yeah, he also there's like
Or
one
a
kind
courtyard.
of there's one kind of like ultra security wall he can't seem to dig through either.
Oh, I haven't encountered that.
It's not common, at least as far as I've seen.
Yeah.
I've never not been able to dig somewhere I really wanted to dig.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, everybody has a crazy powerful superpower like Dune that is way awesome.
But what I was getting at is that the visual style, there's the line of sight thing, but augmenting that is that the places you can't see show either nothing or a blueprint of what should be there, which is fantastic immersion for a number of reasons. One, if you blow shit up and change stuff around, the blueprint does not update to reflect that. That's the plan from before you guys went in.
Yep.
Which is just really cool. Like, you come around the corner because you forgot that you blew up a whole room, and then you see, oh, the room's still blown up and there's a bunch of cops here. Great. And two, some of the missions, and sometimes you don't know what the place is like or the plan went wrong. You don't see shit.
Yeah, it's pretty much the information that you have on the screen is the information that your criminal guy would have in that heist situation. And it's just communicated so elegantly, right? But at the same time, you have to sort of see through the matrix. If you're just watching some people play, it's going to be like, what? But the people are playing are like, woo, no. They know exactly what's going on.
Now,
and if you pick up the controller and move around a little bit, you'll know exactly what's going on too.
So let's talk about that. Game design-wise, the game is ridiculously intuitive and doesn't really need to rely at all on Mega Man.
No Mega Man.
It's just really intuitive. Like, at one point,
there's a little bit where it says like, yeah, get 10 coins to get more ammo for your item.
Yeah, but notice how it only does that for things that are actually not directly intuitive.
Yep.
But as a result, there are so few core mechanics and they visualize so well that the game teaches you automatically. Like,
the
a good
only
example,
buttons you have, right, and in Mega Man's these at the beginning, right, is walk around,
Yep.
Use an item,
Yep.
sneak, and look at your objectives and how much money you have.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you do. It's most things in the game you interact with just by bumping into them. It's like, oh, there's a lock. How do I pick the lock? Walk into it.
Now,
how do I hack that computer? Walk into it.
Now, all these things are different things.
How do I
like,
steal things? Walk into it.
Go up the stairs, start the helicopter, start the getaway car, crack the safe. They all just show a little clock that ticks down the time until you're going to finish that task.
So all you do is walk up to something, keep walking into it until the clock finishes.
So then you get into
done.
conundrums of, so there's a treasure that isn't what I'm after that's in that room surrounded by a bunch of guard dogs and shit. I wonder if I can pick that lock in time before the guard dog comes back.
Yeah, and the game will reward you. Basically, every level you get sort of scored based on A, how much of the treasures did you get, and B, how fast did you do it, right? So it's how fast did you complete the objective and how much treasure you got. And it's you can go for complete treasure, you can go for fastest time, you can go for both. You know, it's sort of like Portal does that. And Space Chem does that.
Yeah.
Space Chem is like less symbols or less, whatever is faster finishing and whatever. It's the same thing. We have multiple scoring metrics for challenging yourself. If
But like
you want
the
to redo
intuitiveness.
stuff.
So at one point you see an icon on a thing that looks like a shirt, like a work shirt. If you use that, suddenly you're in a costume, and guys just think you're a normal dude.
Yeah, unless they get too close to you, then they sort of sniff away your costume.
Or if
disguise.
alarms still get you. Or in the hospital if you open those fucking warded doors.
Yep. But it's like, yeah, disguises are fucking amazing, right?
Yeah, that's why the gentleman is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it when you get another character. See, the gentleman can get a disguise anytime, which is great. But like if another character gets a disguise, super powerful. Hacker with a disguise, you just fucking walk up and hack everything.
Yeah, but like
all
the hacking.
time.
When you hack something, a little green squirrel, green square pops out of you. And if it's someone else hacks a normal computer, then it's a colored square of them. Just moves around the map along these wires, kind of disabling everything it bumps into until guards or time or whatever unhack it.
Yep.
So you can just hack a bunch of stuff. You kind of see your virus program going around cleaning stuff up for you.
Which is awesome.
The game's just intuitive.
Because it means most of the level designs, every character is useful in every level. No matter what level it is, there's going to be a thing to hack, right? There's going to be a wall to break through. when you get the hacking going on, all the security systems just off, and it's just like, so relaxing. I can't stress that enough.
The other thing I like is that if you kill a dude, there's a little skeleton laying there.
Oh yeah, and if someone sees it, they freak out. But and you can push it by walking into it.
But yeah, I kind of didn't think about that because in Mark of the Ninja, that's a big deal. Like when I kill someone, I drag their body somewhere and hide it. So I kill a dude, I'm doing about my business, and then suddenly I see this person come around the corner and bump into the skeleton and then freak out and run and call someone on the phone, and then guards are up my ass.
You can also hack the phones, and then they can't call. You can go and pick up the phone yourself. You can go make a phone call to get someone to pick up at the other end to distract
This game just
them.
does so much, so elegantly, with such economy that it is easily one of the best games to come out this year.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it coming, and we saw correctly.
It's everything I expected. It's in many ways, it's better than I expected in other ways. I have almost nothing negative to say about it.
You know what this really replaces, at least until everybody's beaten every level and gotten tired of it, is the Bomberman, right?
It does.
Because it's that kind of party game, slot in your gaming library. But the thing it doesn't have that Bomberman does is sort of that infinite replayability, right?
But this game does have the replayability.
It does. Don't get me wrong, though. This game has a zillion fucking levels. Holy shit, does the game have a lot of levels? You will not get old quickly. But once you and all your friends have played all the levels, eventually it's like, okay.
But then what becomes fun is if you play, like, you've got two veterans and two people who have never played the game before. It's just like in the Heist movie with the two veterans telling Robert Redford how to do it. Like, listen, kid, don't touch that. That's an alarm. It's just going to go off. I want you to go over there. I want you to hack that computer.
Yep.
And then when he doesn't hack the computer and dicks around on his own and shit goes down, you can yell, I told you, as you run past his skeleton with the loot.
There's also a little bit of Super Meat Boy action where you sort of play the level and die and then play it again, and now you know where shit is and you know where to go.
Yeah.
And there's also the thing is when you die, basically, you don't lose until all the characters are dead, right? So, and every time...
But Mole's dead. Well, I hope you didn't
the
want to use the
mole
mole.
dies. You can't use the mole again in this level. And it's like, shit. Because, like, you'll pick the character who's most useful for beating that level. They'll die. And it's like, well, you have to beat the... if you're playing one player, now you have to beat the level with a different character, not that one. And it's like, well... That's going to be a huge pain in my ass to do it the other way. And then you eventually just die all the way. And then you start over with the same guy again.
So, this is one of the very rare, completely unqualified buys. I can think of no one who hears these words right now who should not buy this game.
Someone who does not have a PC or an Xbox cannot buy this game.
Someone who actually does not have the $15 or whatever.
You're that poor. Seriously, any computer can play this freaking game.
Yeah.
As long as you have a GPU, like an old ass GPU, like the oldest and crustiest.
Dude, I'm playing it on a GTX 260.
It works beautifully on my HTPC, which has like some AMD, an ATI, like low profile piece of crap, Radeon, something old.
Yeah, I got
really
this
old.
GTX 440 something low profile in my
with an
HTPC.
i3. It runs flawlessly at 1080p's. So, yeah. Get this game. We told you a long time ago. This game is good enough to do 2 full Geeknights episodes
and
about.
an interview with Andy Schatz.
Well, that was one of the episodes.
Like, I think we did. I did a preview. I forget. I think I
don't know
might have
how
had
we can
Geek Vibes.
possibly recommend a thing more. We did more talk about this game on Geeknights than about like Prince of Nothing or maybe not Counter-Strike. But.
Yeah, Counter-Strike, Burning Wheel. We've talked about a lot too.
Right, but I mean, come on, seriously.
Speaking of which, we will soon as we can arrange it, we're gonna have Tor on Geeknights to talk about
Torchbearer. I won't make that joke when he's here because that would be
You will make that joke when he's here.
annoying as
and
fuck.
I'll go, "Ugh," and I don't know if he'll laugh or not. I think he'll chuckle a little.
Maybe.
He'll be like, "Heh."
He's such a normal and nice person.
I know.
And not a wacky or crazy or silly person at all. He's so level-headed.
It'll be interesting to have him on Geeknights. I'm going to ask him mostly about stuff that I just don't know about him because I don't hang out with him much except at Burning Cons.
Yep. All right.
But yeah, Monaco's great. We're going to play some more. This has been Geeknights with Rim and Scott. Special thanks to DJ Pretzel for the opening music, Kat Lee for web design, and Brando K for the logos.
Be sure to visit our website at frontrowcrew.com for show notes, discussion, news, and more.
Remember, Geeknights is not 1, but 4 different shows. Sci-Tech Mondays, Gaming Tuesdays, Anime Comic Wednesdays, and Indiscriminate Thursdays.
Geeknights is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license. Geeknights is recorded live with no studio and no audience. But unlike those other late shows, it's actually recorded at night.